So we need to know this are positive and negative intervals. So I will color positive with blue, negative in red. Intervals, so positive intervals are above the x-axis, the negative intervals are below the x-axis. Okay, so we're going to start with the positive interval, so positive. I'm going to scan left to right, scan left to right. So from the left side, and scan, I see an arrow pointing to the left. So that means we're going to start at negative infinity. From negative infinity, I end at 1 because it's touching the x-axis. So I see another interval starting at 5 over here. 5, and I hit another arrow pointing to the right, so that is infinity. Okay, now let's go to negative. Negative, I start at 1 until I hit 5. So my interval will be 1, 5. So here's something to note. It's always going to be parentheses. Okay, because the x-axis is not included. Okay, so you need to know that for your test. Here's the next one. Let me start this one over. We are looking at point D and E, and it's asking for average rate of change. So we said this was point E. My x value at point D is 24. So that's my x1 equals 24. My x value at E is 28, so my x2 equals 28. Okay, remember we did this before. At x1 equals 24, the point is about 9.5. So 24 and 9.5. At x2 equals 28, the point is 28.7. And we are going to label this my x1, y1, x2, y2. Then we're going to use the average rate of change formula, y2 minus y1, where x2 minus x1 is equal to 7 minus 9.5 over 28 minus 24. Is equal to negative 2.5 over 4. Okay, and when you find that in the calculator, you should get a decimal point. And remember we said this was 0. So you guys should be able to do part B on your own. Alright, let's do this next one. I'm only going to do the first and second one if it... There we go. So this is asking for the transformation. The parent function for quadratic is presented by f of x equals x squared. Click each box that represent the transformation of each function of f of x equals x squared. Each function may have more than one transformation. So in this case, we have, if it's inside the parentheses, we have a horizontal translation. A vertical translation is outside the parentheses. So you don't click reflection here. There's no reflection. So vertical translation, horizontal translation, and negative, if you see a negative in front of the x for vertical translation. For example, the second one, there's nothing, there's no parentheses, so we don't check this box off. But there is a vertical translation, and a equals -2, so there is a vertical reflection. And then you explain your answer down here. For the first one, vertical translation, you shift up 2 times. Horizontal translation, you shift right 4 times. Remember, if it's inside the parentheses, it's the opposite. There are no vertical reflection. Because A is positive. The A is this number right here. Okay, so you should be able to explain the second one. In here, number 5, you need to find your A. My A is 1. My H is 4. My K is 4. So my vertex is HK. Therefore, it's 4, 4. Since A is positive, the graph will open up. D is the correct answer because the vertex is at 4, 4. The vertex is at 4, 4. And A is positive. So the graph opens up. So this would be a full explanation for this problem. You don't have to calculate it like right here. I am fine with you having this as your answer. Okay. All right, this one you have to memorize the formula. So a recursive formula is given to you. We need to find the explicit formula. Okay, for the explicit formula. So this right here, F1 is my A1. This 5 right here is my common difference. My explicit formula is AN equals A1 plus D times N minus 1. You need to memorize this for the test. So now let's plug in my A1. A1 equals -3, D equals 5. So AN equals -3 plus 5 times N minus 1. Let's distribute this. We get -3 plus 5N minus 5. We combine the first and the last. That's -8 plus 5N. We change this one to -8 plus 5N. Okay, so that's how you do this one. And the very last one right here, we are just looking for the points of intersection. I hope, yep, there it goes. Points of intersection. So the point of intersection is between where they cross, right? So the points of intersection are here and here. So the x value here is -3 and the x value here is 1. The points of intersections are at -3, 4 and 1, 0. So my x values are x equals -3 and x equals 1. So the student that's correct, so this is a wrong, this is not it. This one is correct, the third one. Third group is correct because they both have the answer, the points of intersection. Okay, all right, so I hope this helps. I really hope you guys pass the test tomorrow. So keep studying, just keep working hard.